IMSA has already seen some bizarre moments behind the safety car in 2023, but nothing quite as strange as what happened here at Indy, because there was a literal drag race for the overall lead behind the safety car. So in this video, I'm gonna break down for you what happened in this insane moment at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But first, let me set the stage, because Porsche Penske was the team to beat here at Indy. The number 6 and 7 cars locked out the front row in qualifying, impressing the captain himself, Roger Penske. So the two Penskes control the field to the green flag, but as they accelerate down this long front straight, Bourdais and the number 01 Cadillac is going to get a draft off the number 6 of Mathieu Jaminet. It's going to pop to the outside, down into the tight first corner. He's going to get second position briefly, but Campbell locks up in the number 7 Porsche, and as Bourdais avoids the 7, he gets hit from behind by the 24 BMW and collected by the number 60 Acura. Heartbreak once again for this yellow 01, and the number 6 is going to easily pull off into the distance in the lead as Bourdais has to spin his number 01 Cadillac around and rejoin at the back of this field. It was smooth sailing for the two Penske Porsches through the first portion of this race as they dodge and weave through the traffic. But through the final corner, an LMP2 spins. Oh, the number 10 narrowly avoids making contact. And this is going to set up the caution period heard around the world. Now, it starts off like any regular IMSA safety car period, with the number 6 overall leading GTP car behind the safety car. And with all of the front-running GTPs needing a pit stop, they peel to the right, accelerate into the pit lane before hitting the brakes hard and going down to the pit lane speed limit. We can see the number 6 Porsche is leading ahead of the number 7 with this 25 BMW in third place. And the two Porsches peel off to the right-hand side with the BMW following suit shortly thereafter. And we can see the 31 Cadillac of Pipo Derani heading into his pit box as well. It's going to be a tire and driver change for the two Porsches, though. And as Nazar gets into the car, he is dropped off of the jacks and will peel out. I love that. Under all electric power. BMW following shortly behind, but it's a great pit stop for the number 31 Cadillac, who pulls out slightly ahead of the number 7 Porsche of Felipe Nasr. But with there being a slight overlap still between the cars, and the Porsche being in the fast lane on the left, the 31 of Pipo Derani will have to pull in behind the number 7 Porsche. But this is absolutely nothing compared to the action that is about to happen. So let me briefly explain. We can see that although the number 6 car is the overall race leader, there are GT cars ahead in the safety car queue. Because of this, IMSA is going to enact what is known as the class split, where the GT cars will stay to the left-hand side of the road, and the GTPs will pull to the right and pass the GT cars and line up directly behind the safety car. And we'll jump back aboard the number 25 BMW to get the best vantage point for the craziness that's about to ensue. We can see Pipo Derani pulls to the right-hand side of the road, but the two Porsches don't, and Derani begins to accelerate to pass number 7 of Felipe Nasr, who accelerates as well, trying to keep that 31 car from passing, but he slows down as he catches up to his teammate, and Derani, not wanting to wait, accelerates one more time, passes both the number 6 and the number 7 car to get the overall lead, with the 7 chasing closely behind, and the 6 car finally passing the number 7 and pulling up alongside the 31 to make it side by side behind the safety car. And I know what you're thinking. Surely you can't overtake during a standard safety car procedure, and the 31 car has to give the positions back. And surely enough, the 31 car does give first place back to the number 6 car of Nick Tandy. But strangely enough, IMSA says that the 6 car and the 7 car took too long to overtake during the class split, and they side with the number 31 crew, allowing Pipo Derani to take the overall lead, slot in directly behind the safety car, and control the field as they head back to take the green flag. Now, I want to briefly tell you what IMSA's intentions with the regulations are, and talk you through what I think that they were thinking. Now, here are the actual regulations about the class split, but I want to show you this instead, which, although it's not an official rulebook, it shows you the intent of the regulations by IMSA. So as I already mentioned, this class split serves to allow the prototypes to regain track position at the front of the field behind the safety car, and in a way that there are no GT cars splitting up this overall battle. And there are two distinct periods to this class split. The first is the race control announcement, where over the radio, race control states, prepare for the GTP class split. All other cars move left, maintain current speed. And I just want to highlight the final part of this bullet point because it states that all GTP cars should be in a line on driver's right. And if we remember back to the video I showed, they were 3, maybe 4 wide on the front straight. Certainly not all in a line. But anyways, the second announcement is commence class split. And again, I want to highlight one point from this because it states that if an eligible car does not move right, you may pass that car as instructed by the race director. Again, these aren't the rules and the regulations, but this is IMSA's intent with the regulations. So with all this in mind, let's look back at the safety car period and try to understand what happened. So as they get onto the front straight, we can see that the Cadillac is the first car to pull to the right-hand side of the road. So looking at this image, I can see the case that the 31 crew would make, that they were the first car to move to the right-hand side of the road. The Porsches stayed to the left, and actually I'd say the BMWs on the left as well. They were ready for the class split, the others were not. And if race control said commence class split at this moment, they should have the right to pass all cars in front of them and take the lead overall. But if we continue this video for another couple seconds, we can see that as soon as the Cadillac starts accelerating, Felipe Nasr notices and pulls to the right-hand side and starts accelerating as well. A few seconds later, Felipe Nasr is now in the middle of the road with the Cadillac moving further and further right to try to pass the number 7 car, Felipe Nasr, who is also accelerating down the front straight. Obviously, all of this is speculation, but now I'm really speculating. But at this point, I think that Felipe Nasr sees that he's about to overtake his teammate, Nick Tandy, and doesn't want to do that. So he starts slowing down, thinking that because he is in the right lane, Pipo Derani has to slow down behind him as well. Pipo Derani then does slow down for a couple seconds, momentarily pulls in behind the number 7 car, but then immediately gets back on the accelerator and overtakes both Porsches. I can kind of see IMSA's argument though, that Nick Tandy took too long moving over to the right-hand side of the road, and that these 2 overtaken cars should be allowed to pass. What I don't see, though, is why the number 31 was allowed to overtake the 7 of Felipe Nasr, because almost instantaneously, when Felipe Nasr noticed that Pipo Derani was on the right-hand side and accelerating, he pulled over to the right as well. And in my mind, as the regulations state, Pipo Derani has to be in a line behind the cars that are in front of him during the class split. So, in my mind, at this moment, Pipo Derani is breaking the regulations by trying to go to the right of a car that has already pulled over for the class split. So, anyways, a lot of oddities. Fortunately, though, this crazy moment behind the safety car has no bearing on the result of the race, because as these GTPs are scything their way through traffic, these 2 Porsches are all over the back of Pipo Derani, the number 31 Whelen Engineering Cadillac. And as they hurtle their way down the front straight, Pipo Derani defends to the inside on Felipe Nasr, who goes around the outside. Pipo Derani locks up momentarily, barely gets back in control, but not before Felipe Nasr makes it around the number 31 Cadillac and the number 6 car of Nick Tandy, making his way past as well, making it a Porsche 1-2 once again. But although these Porsches are in the lead and have control of the race, they are going to battle one another tooth and nail for this overall victory at the Brickyard. Heading into turn 1, Nick Tandy is going to break late in white stripes as he catches up to Felipe Nasr in black stripes, who is caught behind that traffic. He is going to clip the apex, kicking up dust in Nick Tandy's grill as he tries to find a way past his GT traffic. Nasr is up the inside of the GTD Porsche, and Nick Tandy follows his way through, trying to find an advantage. He looks up the inside through the chicane, but Nasr cuts him off as he takes the apex, using all the road on the exit, and nearly going off the road as he overtakes an LMP3 car. Nick Tandy looks up the inside, but there's no room as Nasr is all the way over to the left-hand side of the road, defends in the middle of the road, and holds the position in front of his teammate as they come up on more traffic. A few laps later, Nasr kicks up dust, going through that right-hand apex, trying to find a way past this Aston Martin GTD car going out of this low-speed exit, a little twitch as Nasser is pushing the black stripe 963 to its absolute limits. Tandy in white stripes is up the inside of the Windward Mercedes as the number 7 car is caught up behind the Corvette, and he's going to dive into the apex to get that position on the GTD Pro as Tandy closes in on his teammate, the number 7. He gets a little twitch coming out of the final corner. These tires working so hard. Nasser now weaving on the front straight, trying to break the draft of his teammate, who looks to the inside but thinks better of it. Not going to dive bomb his teammate as he falls in line once again going through turn 2. This battling is going to continue for the entire stint until it's time for pit stops. The number 6 car is going to pit after the number 7, which actually gives the 6 an advantage because these cold tires are so slow on the outlap that you're able to pick up a few seconds on any rivals if you pit a few laps later than them. And with a quick stop, the number 6 is away. I love the bump start on all-electric power, and as he reaccelerates, he takes the overall lead of the race, which he holds on to until the end to give Porsche a 1-2, despite all of that craziness caused by that class split in the safety car period. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. I really appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the love. I love you guys. I love IMSA Racing. And I'll see you guys to wrap up the season finale at Petit Le Mans.